Hi, I'm just feeling a little sick today.
Come on,
I ask people to ask me questions because I don't know actually. So there's a million questions about the Cadbury ad. How did you get it? How was it? I got it the way any ad would happen. A casting director messaged me on WhatsApp saying that we're looking for someone like this. Would you want to audition? And I said, okay, cool. For some reason, I just felt like Mazat said. Like I felt like I had it. I wasn't like taking a million takes before sending an audition. So I was very confident in some ways. A day or two later, she called me and she said that हाँ हो गया lock. I was a little apprehensive about it, but then I thought कि चलो I'll do it. It's Cadbury.
My question. Now, what were your feelings before your ad's final day?
Before it came out,
Yeah. What were your expressions?
I was having a very bad couple of days on Shrill actually. I didn't think it'll come out on such a large scale, you know. We shot for like 18 hours. I'd had like 10-15 chocolate bars and I was just
Oh my god.
Majali. I was tired, but I wasn't complaining. Even after the shoot, I remember calling up a friend and being like, dude, the day I've had.
Wow, jealous
Yeah.
of you. Oh my god. So, like, full India, there are
Yeah.
boards about you.
Yeah. I remember going for a billboard darshan and random people being like, hey, we know that's you, that's so crazy. And I was like, oh, wow. Whose t-shirt is that? Where is this t-shirt from? This, actually. A friend and I have designed this t-shirt and a bunch of more t-shirts
Means
just
you
like
all
this.
made it by your own.
Yeah. It's our child. It's like our heart and soul and brain. Everyone will be able to get access to this very, very soon. I'm so excited. It's called Undecided. This is just a prototype. Like the final ones are even cooler. It's much more than a clothing brand. Like it has a very meaningful origin story. Ooh, I know. Everyone who's asked me, I have their usernames. When it's out, I'll send you guys the t-shirt. Just
And give it to me free.
how did you finalize your decision to study product design, UI UX course, your job? I was working at Accenture as a user experience designer. As a subject, product design and UX, I enjoy. Just for fun, I would take up a design project. I don't think I'm gonna go back to doing a job soon. It is a part of me that is not going anywhere. Whenever I want to, I can return to it. And बहुत ज़्यादा. Okay, it's just us. Does this career have a scope in the future? I don't know what that means. If you really like something, if you're into something, then you'll find a way to make it work. I would suggest, as a young person, don't go into a field or don't choose something just because it has a lot of scope, because that will keep changing. Irrespective, UX is booming right now. So if you are thinking about scope, then yeah.
Okay, so any questions about me?
So tell us about your birthday plans.
My birthday plans are really going to be different. One of the biggest birthdays I'm having,
He's turning 10.
and being a 2-digit number means it is like, oh my god, the end of only one digit.
Yeah,
And
you will
also,
never ever be one digit ever again.
There are some shocking things and also very horrifying things too. And also the shocking thing is that most of my birthdays I haven't invited people. This birthday it's very different. It's actually 10 people and so much of food and so much of celebrations. Birthday will be a little physically enjoying and mentally enjoying too.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about your personalities? Oh my god, these okay, so my personalities are like,
Personalities.
yeah. What are your feelings? How is your life going on?
Anshul, you are coming up with these kind of questions at 9 years old.
My personalities are sometimes happy, calm, and also sometimes ignorant or sometimes grumpy too.
Anshul, those are moods.
Now I have friends. Now I have everyone. Now I have you guys too.
Why so existential on threads? I don't know. I just think that Twitter and threads, they just sort of unlock a different side of me. Kite mat bolte me on Twitter and threads. I don't know what it is. I think it's maybe the way, like, since it's just text, no pictures, maybe that's sort of like typing into your notes app, except there's thousands of people watching. The way that you record your thoughts changes the thought. Like, I used to be the kind of person who wrote down things. So that was very different from now when I just type notes into my phone. And then like, between both of that, I was the type of person who take pictures of things all the time just to keep it in my head. And that also made me think of the thing differently. That's how I am on third exam, very different. I just entered my 20s and the feeling of loneliness keeps on increasing. Dude, I don't think feeling lonely is a bad thing anymore. I don't know if this is coming from the fact that I've been very lonely. I am actually very peaceful when I am with myself. You're pretty much like your bare self. You're like naked emotionally. I mean, how long will you keep lying to yourself and how long will you keep not having certain conversations? I've noticed that only other people make me feel lonely. I in myself don't make me feel lonely. I was very scared to be itna with myself. But now that I've done it, I'm just so entertaining. I was home alone for a while and I had no supervision. Like, my flatmate wasn't there, my mom obviously wasn't there, and there was just no one was checking up on me. I was just alone and I was out of control. Like, I was giving in to every single craving. I wasn't being very good at living life like a normal human being. Half of the things I wouldn't do if I knew that there was no one watching. But it felt freeing. Do you miss UK? Is UK the best or India? I feel like phases of my life were just different people. Like, just different seasons. I don't know, like, I don't even relate to the whole UK part of me that much, so I don't miss it. It was just something in my life. Like, I mean, I did spend half of my life in UK. It's obviously manifested in me in some way. Like, who I am today is a result of that upbringing and being there. I'm actually losing this accent now. I can't speak as well as I used to. So maybe it is just fading away and it's all just going to be part of my memory. Not even a part of my memory, it's just going to be a little broken, little fragment of who I am. If that makes any sense at all. Do you have a GF like you? Do you have a BF? Shadi kab kare? Of course I'm going to get married someday. I'm not even at the M of marriage right now. So when it's right, it's right. When it'll feel right, it'll feel right. I remember next question. Skincare routine. I have phases. I think when I'm feeling most chaotic inside is when I do a 7-step skincare routine, and I just enjoy the process so much because it makes me feel it's almost meditative to be doing that. But when I feel more resolved internally is when I just use a moisturizer and sunscreen, and it works the best. But if you do want to know my skincare for meditation, I'll just put a text here. How do you have such a perfect... A lot of questions about jawlines. I didn't even know that was a thing till I joined Instagram. I don't know, there was one comment once. I posted a picture of me 7 years ago and me now, and one of the comments was, circle the hexagon kaise ban gayi? I'm a geometrical shape that no one cares about. Do you manage your expenses? Do you pay your own rent in Bombay? It's cool. I can do what I want to. Not like I can't do crazy things yet. Like, I can't just rent an entire cruise and take my friends off for a 15-day vacation. But I can sustain to a certain level. But I do want to get to take my friends to a cruise. I want an ocean. I'm going to buy every single... I don't believe in buying mountains though. But I think, I don't know. I want to get all mountains and prohibit people from building things there. And like, that's how we have buildings and that's how we have cities. But that isn't a part of the city. They're beautiful hills. Let them be. How do you balance mental health and socializing? My mental health is all over the place. There's days when I feel like I'm the most sorted person, and there's days when I'm literally crying on the floor at 4 a.m. It's never going to be like that. Socializing is not something that comes to me naturally, even though it has always been a little easy for me to make friends. I haven't been the lonely kid. I was the new kid in every school for 10 years. Like, I switched schools. Literally growing up, I've been to 12 or 13 schools, and I was always the new one. But somehow I've managed to have a great circle at every school. I was great with teachers, I was great studying, but I think all of that was a game. Like, school was a game. It was fun. Like, oh, I'm entering a new school, let's map out what is happening. I think as a child also, it was very strategic in some way, but I was having fun throughout. Like I wasn't sitting and plotting and scheming and planning. And now I just think I'm a little over it. Socializing is still an important part of life. I just feel very thankful and grateful that I have my set of 10 friends that are there with me for life. Like nothing can break us down now. I think that people who are meant to be in my life or people that I connect with on like a soul level, they gravitate towards me or I gravitate towards them. There's no extra effort required to create that bond. How does it feel to be a cat mom? She is literally such a blessing in my life. हो ना मनू? माझं बाळ आहे. मी आणि आई परवा बोलत होतो. आई वॉज लाईक आता तुझं लग्न करायचं ना तर आणि मग ती म्हणली मनू काय घालेल तुझ्या लग्नात मनू हो तुला घालायची साडी इमॅजिन मनू इन लाईक अ रेड पैठणी साडी. गुड मॉर्निंग वी जस्ट वोक अप. कुठे जायचं तुला? And I just realized there's a bunch of new questions that are actually interesting. Why aren't you a doctor given your parents are? My mom is a pediatrician and my dad is a gastroenterologist and I am not. I don't know, I think back in the day I just had this belief that I'm going to be something more on my own. I just don't do very well with authority. I mean, authoritative figures are one thing. It's been sort of a battle all the time because if I was a doctor, I would automatically have such a high status. Like my parents would automatically be proud of me. My relatives wouldn't ask me 5 more questions about what I'm doing. It's amazing to become a doctor. Like it's so much hard work. Stuff gets easier when you have stereotypically high regard professions in society. So that's why when I got a job at Accenture, my parents were so proud of me. Like Accenture mein job kar rahi hai. Like the company is huge. I had a small role in the company. It was like a society thing. In all of these, oh my god, my room is so messy. It's just a part of life that I'm in right now. I can't keep stuff clean. In 2 days, I will have that 1 hour of productiveness just shooting in my brain where I clean the whole room up. What was I saying? 4 साल college, 2 साल masters and then a job in a big company. Like that is a blueprint that my parents want me to follow. For good reasons, it's a safe thing. You're guaranteed to get a certain amount of success. Of course, that in itself has its own challenges, but it's a set path. I mean, I knew that if I would have listened to everything that they're saying and if I did become a doctor, I don't think I would have been able to. I would have dropped out of becoming a doctor. I just saved myself a few years. There has to be a reason why you're not following the traditional family way, right? Unless you're just crazy. I'm just going to spread the way that I live and think out into the world. Do you think people were made for each other? How do you move on in life? I think that kinda yeah, people are made for each other. Not just romantically though. Friendships that you make or even the mentors that you meet in life. I don't know, I just believe in meant to be's. My delusional way of coping with things because I feel like the world is like talking to me through signs and it's a little delulu, but I know why I'm seeing a certain thing at that point in my life. How to move on? I don't think it's about packing up your bags and leaving. Running away from things will not solve anything. I've tried. I have been a very मैं तो भाग रही हूँ person and it always catches up. No matter how good of a runner you are, you have to go through it. You can't go away from it. I don't think you ever like fully move on from something because it's always going to be in you. Like whatever relationship or project or job, failure for that matter, you can't forget it. You can change your relationship with it. If thinking about that failure used to scare you, you can reach a point where you have more of an accepting feeling towards it. You're not like scrutinizing yourself over it or you're not being overly critical. You're done doing all of that and now you're at peace with it. Like make friends with that feeling. So you're not scared of it anymore. If you're scared of it, then you're going to want to run away. You're gonna run around in circles. How do you deal with feeling inferior? I used to feel inferior all the time, but that was because I was trying to prove to other people something that I wasn't. Before moving to Mumbai, I didn't even own any makeup. It's not about makeup per se. I changed stuff about me in order to become this vision of a cool, popular, hot girl. That's why I kept feeling inferior. Then I realized my uniqueness I naturally became more confident and I didn't feel like I had to impress anyone. And I realized whenever I went to the beach, I didn't care about any of that and I was so happy and I was naturally just like in my best form. I don't really care about shoes and sneakers and heels. I love my Birks. Maybe this is besides the point, but thank you for listening. I hope some of this made sense. See you. Bye.